Hey, this is Positive Poker and
Yann.
for Project Plus. Today into how many weeks now? 2 weeks it's been, right?
Yes, 2 weeks.
Perfect. How was your poker week?
It was better already.
Good to know.
It was better. I made one last NL5 session and then I started the NL2 sessions.
All right, let's get right into it. So here are the results. Last time we left was here, right? 107 was the last
Yes,
bankroll.
exactly.
And you had a session on NL5.
Yes.
109 hands already got smashed again. Really bad.
Yeah.
What happened there? You remember a bit?
I don't remember so much, but there was two hands, just like ace king against aces against kings and losing
Okay.
and so on. But anyway, I felt like I should not play in NL5 anymore and start again from NL2.
Yeah, maybe it's better just to have all. It's nice to move up all stakes, not from the bottom to the top. So that would be a nice theme. So yeah, then you started some NL2.
Yeah, so it was in the same session, by the way.
Okay,
I realized
perfect.
I went under the 100 and I stopped NL5 and then I started NL2 in the same session.
We can see already it's a better trend. It's not completely wrecked all sessions, so that's good to see. What's your opinions? Do you see some difference, or people going crazy on NL2, just gambling around?
I don't feel like there's so much difference, but I feel like I played really different. I played really more tight.
That's good.
I always try to have the right equity to put the money in. So I did not, except on the last session, I had one hand I played. It was an ego hand.
Okay.
But otherwise, I always try to have the right spot to put money in. So
great attitude. Yeah, that's something we talked about a lot last time, right? Just to not gamble, but to find spot where we put money in ahead.
Exactly.
That's gonna be a big step already. Yeah, perfect.
I folded all 3-bet on ace 10 off and so on. So
perfect. Yeah, already that's gonna have an impact. We see it in graph 2. Now we're kind of break-even-ish here. Still not a huge sample, but there's definitely you made a huge improvement for sure. Yeah, some break-even-ish, some losing a bit, some winning. That's nice. I'd say just those adjustments definitely change a lot in terms of big blinds per 100, because people just play randomly on NL2, I guess. Another thing, maybe for next time we can put in rake. You can find it in Holdem Manager. I'll show you.
Okay.
So we have an idea about that, how much you pay and stuff. Let's go into weekly goals. So hands looks fine. How many hands did you play last week?
Last week it was.
We can also see it from the graph. Let's see.
Yeah, it was almost.
So here we
almost
3.5.
I guess. Yeah.
Nice.
A bit over 3,000.
Yeah, perfect. That's a good pace. Video on RunItOnce. Again, we want to improve. That was my mistake too. I didn't. I'll show you some. Maybe I'll link some too. There's even some free videos, some great ones. I might link some. Again, if you want to support the challenge, you can do so by using our link on RunItOnce. I'm a big fan. Play around Equilab. Did you do some session reviews or look at some hands yourself?
I looked at some hands again, hands I played, but I didn't have to open Equilab because I know I shouldn't even have it. I shouldn't even have played it pre-flop. So
okay, yeah, fine too.
Yeah.
We're gonna get into that later. It's good. Session focused. What do you say?
I was mostly focused this week.
Perfect. Yeah, looks really good.
I was even more focused because then as you told me last week about the ranges and so on, and I was like crazy. It will change everything. So
perfect. You were hyped.
Yeah, and the last session was the best one, clearly. So
that's awesome. Yeah, that's good. Good to see. Get discipline seems also good. Here, session 6, we see a no. What happened there?
Yeah, It's hard to remember this way by mind, but I think I opened too large already. I see 24 VPIP, and so I just played it a bit like before. So
okay, maybe we can do. Was it this session here?
it
Maybe it's the winning. It might not influence results even.
no, it was the 28.
Okay.
Yeah, this one.
Perfect. Maybe we can find a way to connect to always know which date or so. Is there a way we can put that in? Maybe here in the somewhere here to say the dates, and then we know which date is which one and stuff.
Yeah,
but otherwise,
yeah, I will.
Perfect. Perfect.
I will take care of that.
So learning was stop loss. We did that 5 binds, right? That didn't even happen this week, so that's good. There was no opportunity to lose 10 euro.
It was only the NL5, but I stopped before. So
yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, definitely. Leveldown, we did that under 100, so that's also good. Again, we're doing better on NL2. I'm not sure about skill difference. In my opinion, there's not going to be a huge difference. Maybe people just really playing for fun, just risking some trying out the game or so. Did you see some stuff like that? People going all in randomly or so? Not really?
Yes, I saw that.
Yes, you saw?
Oh, yes, I saw.
Okay, you think way more than NL5?
No.
Similar?
Just maybe a tiny bit, but not noticeable, I think.
Okay. Yeah, that's good. Long-term goals we might need to adjust here, put another line.
I would just say maybe on NL2 players, there's way more players that are under 100 big blinds, you know.
Okay, just randomly. Okay.
Yeah. So I think that's the biggest difference I saw.
Yeah, gambling, I guess. But let's put a new goal and a 2. Let's say we want to crush that for 5 PB also. To get a good idea, again, sample is small, so... Learnings, we're gonna keep that on site. Let's maybe get over the session stats and so. You have it also here already, that's great. What I see from the first stats, usually, right, you started out playing way too loose. And now from some stats I see here, maybe you shifted on the other side where you where you try to stay really tight.
Exactly, but then it was maybe a bit too tight.
So. Yeah, sometimes maybe a bit too tight, but that's fine. We want to go now on the other spectrum, and then we'll find balance. So that's good. So yeah, it seems a bit tight sometimes. I see free bet went down a lot, which again, it's good to go now on the other side and then find a balance at some point. That's great. Something else. One thing which really pops to my head still is the when to showdown. It's really high still.
Still high? Okay.
Yeah. Back in the days, it was even way lower. It was 25% or so was considered normal. Nowadays, with people not folding and playing more GTO, it's around 30, I'd say.
Okay.
But it seems still a bit high. And can you go into filters and just start from... Yeah, go on the left. You see quick filters there on the left. Yeah, there you can also set time frame, and then you go after. Let's just put in basically this week.
Okay, so after the 23. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. We have a bit of an idea where it changed.
Yes. So this way, I think.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, the one at Showdown is still, we definitely want to get that above 50. That's just, and went to Showdown a bit down. But also you see the red line is not super positive anymore. That's just a consequence, and that's okay. That's completely okay. No, this is just this session. Can you use shift and then attack them all? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, still, but it looks similar, so that's fine. Also, the NL5 is having a big impact here in terms of winning and so on. Let's maybe go on stakes. There we have it divided. Yeah, then we can just look at NL2. Exactly. It's a bit blurry. Might need a second to load. Perfect. Now we got it. Yeah. Basically, we're kind of break even now on NL2, which seems fine. That's a good result from growing to winning to losing a lot. Still, it's a small sample. We can't tell too much from it. Can you go a bit on the right? Let's see how it's won a showdown at NL2. The scrolling, you see the scrolling? Yeah, exactly.
Went to showdown here.
Yeah, it's way higher already, but not. We definitely want to get it over 50. So, but that's just you playing tighter is gonna win you more at showdown, obviously, because you play tighter hands, more better equity spots. It's just quite standard. Maybe let's go over a few hands here. Can you sort it by net 1 or so? Let's see some big hands from NL2.
Yeah, so this was... Oh, yeah.
Let's see the pocket 8 hand.
Yeah, the pocket 8 and it's the hand I told you before.
Which was a bit ego.
It was full ego.
Okay, let's find out. Maybe we spot some leaks.
So by the way, I simplified the HUD.
Perfect. I can't see it yet. Maybe it pops up later. Last time it showed up the second time or so. It's strange. Maybe when you move it, something. No, it's fine.
I moved it, but
yeah, it's fine. Just go over it. Okay.
Yeah.
I try to. Sorry again.
No.
Just one thing. I will try to go over some more hands today. Just review them real quick, so we get some more in. Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So I have pocket 8 in the small blind here. We're 5, not 6. So it starts from middle position.
Yes.
Which folds the button limps.
What do we think about this range? Probably loose, right? NE2.
Terrible. Yeah. 41% VPIP, not full stacked, limping.
Unplayer. So we wanna.
Anything. Yeah.
What's our plan in the small blind?
So I isolated him.
Perfect. Yeah, we're way ahead with 8. Yeah.
Yes, and also because the one in my big blind, he's 3-betting a lot, but he's also not opening so much.
Okay. So
I wanted to 3-bet to isolate quite large here, so he doesn't want to 3-bet me.
Yeah. I wouldn't even think too wide here. We just want to get a lot of money in against the found player at first, and then we'll see.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And then he 3-bet.
Okay. How much is it? It's a bit blurry.
It's 17 big blinds.
17. So okay.
A bit more than three times.
You have a simple HUD, right? You have VPIP, PFR, free bet.
Yes.
What's his stats there?
23 VPIP, 21 PFR. And 12% 3-bet.
12%. How many hands in total?
In 100.
Okay, it's not a huge thing. Okay, yeah.
Okay. The thing is, this tilted me so hard because he did the exact same in the 10 last hands. He maybe did it 3 times.
Okay.
Exact same way. I isolate and he 3-bets the isolation.
Do you always fold?
Yes.
Okay.
And this one was the one too much. So I think so in my head, either he's 3-betting with anything, or he know I will fold every time. And I decide to 4-bet this way, because he folds then.
Yeah, might be. But I wouldn't go too far in ego wars. Let's say 3 out of 10 times, it can happen that he had a hand maybe 2 times, and maybe he was bluffing 1 time, right? I know that's a mindset thing, yeah.
I'm sure he had always the hands.
Yeah, especially on NL2, people don't go too crazy. He's not good enough to pick on you or so. Maybe he is, but then just GG. There's better spots usually. It's one of those thin spots where maybe we can be right, maybe we're not, but we're not pushing a lot of EV. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Let's see. So we min 4.
So in my head, I 4-bet. And before it does anything, I was like, if he 5-bets all in, I fold. Because he wouldn't 5-bet with anything, I guess.
One thing, I would in theory not find the 4-betting range here. Unless it's
Okay.
King's Plus, because he gets an amazing price in position. Just he just needs to call 13 to, you see 21%. He can almost call anything here.
Mm-hmm.
And that way, if you think he's free betting a ton and going crazy, I'd jam maybe all in. And he's going to be in a tough spot with, let's say, jacks or tens.
Okay.
But this is a bit tricky. And then what happens? He goes all in.
Then he goes all in, of course, and I didn't respect what I.
How much is it? 40%? Yeah, now, it's also tough. Now we're almost priced in if he can have ace king sometimes. But eights is just a weekend. Yeah, we just fold against the free bet.
I called and he had
Queens, all right. Ugly run out too.
Yeah, anyway, but
okay, that was that spot we want to see and we want to recognize. We could have saved money here, definitely. The 5 PB was perfect. Once he makes it 17, it gets close. I wouldn't even call. Also calling sucks because stat mining, playing out of position is not great. I'd just fold.
Okay.
Yeah. Next hand.
Next hand, I have ace jack.
Now I see it perfect. Now I see the hat.
I know you see it, okay.
Yeah.
You even have the colors now, so.
Perfect. It's good. Awesome.
So ace jack suited in the small blind.
Hmm.
We are 6. UTG folds. Middle position opens.
Hmm.
So he opens with, as you can see, 41% VPIP, 31.
Yeah.
And never 3-bets.
Okay. I wouldn't, 37 hands, I would not take too much value on it because it's just too few hands.
Okay.
Yeah. Because this can.
Okay.
What happens here sometimes, he just found a good hand 3-4 times, opened, and then it seems crazy stat, but it's just 30 hands.
Okay.
So once you get, let's say, which one you have the most hands against? 137. Even that's not a huge number. We need a few hundred hands to really put value on it, basically.
Okay.
But it's just a tendency. Let's say someone limp 3 times, then you know. Fun players, it's really strong against. Because you know someone is limping too much and stuff. Or has a huge gap, whatever. Like Brouillard, I would say. Playing 11 hands now, yeah, not sure also.
Yeah.
Okay, he opens.
I don't have any notes, but I put a flag on him, blue, dark blue. And this dark blue flag is the highest flag I have, so when I put it, it's when I saw him going crazy on something.
Okay, so he's, playing random.
I didn't write it down, but I marked it before. Anyway.
Yeah.
It's my, I called it, this Bastida is called the FBI Open Up, so...
Okay, alright. Yeah, it's fine.
Then the cutoff fold. Button fold. I still have ace jack suited, so I decided to 3-bet.
That's fine, yeah, size is good, I like it. Okay. 3-betting seems also fine.
Yeah, and at the same time, he's not so stacked either, the one in the big blind, so
yeah,
I wouldn't even mind if I was against him, I wouldn't even mind going all in against him.
Yeah, he might just gamble, yeah. Ace jack suited should be good enough. We get a great price. Okay, yeah, that's good. Him cold calling, we're ahead against his range, definitely. This is, tricky now.
And now it's getting tricky, yeah. So against him, against the big blind, I'm sure I'm ahead.
Yeah.
Against the one, I felt like I'm still ahead because again I had the color on him and
the read.
Still his stats are the read on him and still his stats are not so incredible. But at the same time, he didn't 3-bet even once. So.
Yeah, it's in my opinion, it's too few hands to put value on it. Let's say you saw him in a spot before doing something like this and having a random hand. Then I would put a lot of value on it. Okay. Just the number of hands and the stats is not good enough yet. You really need to see something. Okay, let's say there was a similar spot and he had king 10 offsuit and he 4-bet or something. Then I'd go with ace jack here. I'd just jam it in. Yeah, but if I hadn't seen that, I would just... It looks so strong, him going small here against the cold caller. He should never be bluffing again. How should he be bluffing with the big blind here almost committed? Would be crazy.
I don't know. There's also already a lot of money in the pot without seeing one card. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think people don't bluff too much. I would just fold.
Okay, it was too difficult for me. So
What happened? You
I
called?
didn't find the fold. I raised.
Okay, you jammed it in.
Yeah, because I was ahead. I'm sure I was ahead of him.
Yeah, that's
And
definitely.
in that case, I decided to jam directly.
It's one of the spots where we either push money marginal, let's say we're slightly ahead, or we're way behind. So there's better spots. Just wait for better spots. We don't have to push the close ones, especially on NL2.
Yeah.
Okay, what happens? Run out?
And they both call.
Both call, okay. I'm happy against Pascal, but Julian I'm not happy against.
And he had 10.
Okay. Okay. Hands is quite wide here, yeah. That's a little bit of a read, but him, yeah, it's still a value hand. That's the problem.
Yeah.
So he can have ace queen 2 there. That's making it a bit worse also. Yeah, it's tricky. I'd just skip. It's a close spot.
And finally, Pascal had the king. So.
Yeah, sick. Him having such a strong hand, yeah.
Yeah,
and also happened.
I have no idea. Maybe I should have just folded, but it was too difficult for me.
Yeah, I'd fold after the 4-bet. Also, Pascal can have ace queen and stuff, so sometimes we're behind. But it's not enough stuffs also on Pascal. Him having not a full stack is a good read, but yeah. Let's say he was playing any 2, then we're way ahead. But he seems to be folding some hands.
Yeah, and also I'm surprised because he didn't 4-bet.
That happens. People just don't find it sometimes. They just call all their range. Yeah, next hand, it's fine. I would fold.
Kings under the gun.
It's a bit blurry still.
Oops.
Okay, now it's fine.
Better? Okay.
Yeah.
So kings in the under the gun.
It's good. I like the size. Go big, yeah.
Because he came at the it's not because
he posted,
but because he came and with one big blind into the pot, he just joined the table. So for me, it's still an isolation against him.
Yeah, sure. We just want to get value. You can even experiment with sizes here on NL2. People don't care sometimes if you make it 10 cents or 15 cents or even more. So we just want to get money in with kings ahead. Yeah, it's good. I would 5 BB is good. Maybe even bigger if you can get away with it.
Okay.
Yeah, seems fine.
Then middle position fold, cut off. He limps, so let's just call.
Yeah, he has a wide range. Any 2, it's NL2.
And he is not full stack trader.
So. Yeah, definitely fun player.
Button fold. Small blind fold. And big blind calls. Okay,
what's our plan already? We go 3 ways to a flop with really wide ranges, I'd say.
Yeah.
So we stack off. I'd say if there's no ace, we almost stack off anything. Already there's 15 BB in the pot and they just have 3 times pot left. What would you say, just thinking ahead, what's a bad flop for us? What's the worst?
Any suit. Ace and 2 other cards which are suited, something like this.
Exactly. Ace high is really bad. All suited is really bad. What else?
Yeah. Even pairs also maybe.
Pairs is a little bit tough to hit trips or so. I'd say all the connected flops. 7, 8, 9, 6, 5, 4.
Yeah, okay.
Because they have a ton of equity even if we're ahead still. And sometimes they make a random straight or 2 pairs, so on. So that's our plan going into it. On all good boards, we're stacking off. On really bad ones, we think about it. Ace high, we stay careful. But let's see. Okay. That's the plan.
Comes out 5 deuce queen.
What's your idea behind it?
I will bet large because I don't want to see more hearts in the pot also. Even though I'm ahead of the queen and so on.
One thing I'd consider here, both are so short that if they have a flush draw, it goes in anyways. Let's say turn is a heart. We say we want to bet big to not give them 3 hearts. But if they do have 2 hearts and there's a heart on the turn, we lose it all in all ways. It doesn't change against that.
Ah, okay. So
You understand?
not so large.
I'd say we want to maximize against hands. Let's say someone has Jack 10,
Okay.
Ace 10. If we get too large, they might get scared.
Okay.
But if we get the money in anyways, I'd say, do we want to play 2 streets or 3 streets? What do you think? In a sense of, do we want to play bet, or do we just want to bet a little bit bigger on a flop and then maybe jam turn?
I think I would prefer, but
I would also go 2 streets because they're so short. If they have a queen, they stack off anyways. Go half pot. Let's say you go half pot here. Then there's 7 or 8, and there's already how much? 30 on the turn, or 32. Against nose, it might get close that we don't overbet. I'd say we want to size 8 or 9 or something like that. Yeah, not too small.
okay.
Going small can also be fine, but then we want to play 3 street. Can be an option too. Let's say we had top set. I would never bet large because we just are so ahead against all of their stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what's happened?
So big blind checks.
Mm-hmm.
I decide to bet 9.
I like it. 2 street game, yeah, it's fine. We want to get value by queen X, by hearts, everything, yeah.
And cutoff folds.
Yeah, fine.
And then big blind raises. Then I just jam it in.
I like it. Yeah.
Always, even if he has the flush draw. I think
yeah, it's fine. Again, keep in mind, against a flush draw, it doesn't change if we jam or call. Because if he has a flush draw and makes his flush on turn or river, it's going in anyways.
Yeah.
Because the reason, I know your reason. It's a logic reason. It makes sense. But we need to think about the whole range, not just flush draws, but also other stuff. And we need to think about, okay, what does our sizing, how does it impact those ranges? If he has 2 hearts, it doesn't matter what we do, it goes in anyways. It goes either in on the turn or the river, and if he makes a flush, it's just we can't get away. Basically, let's say you say I want to make him pay now if he has 2 hearts. That's right. But also, if we just call, and there's a brick on the turn, he has to pay anything. Because we don't check through on the turn, right? We're in position. Let's say he bets turn, then it goes in. If he checks turn, we bet ourselves him all in. So he has to pay all times. It doesn't change much against a flush draw.
Okay.
So I would think calling is fine. I think jamming is fine. We want to think about how do we maximize against some parts of his range. Against his top range, we're behind anyways, doesn't matter. Against flush draws, it doesn't matter too much. Let's say he has a bluff here. What happens if we jam?
He might just fold.
Yeah, he might fold. And if we just call, he might keep bluffing with really low odds. Let's say an ace would be bad if he's bluffing ace 4 or so. But I also like jamming. It doesn't make a big difference in my opinion, just to think about what's happening to his range.
Okay.
I like to jam, it's fine. What happens?
He calls.
Yeah.
And turn comes out 10 of hearts.
Yeah, we don't love it, but it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Yeah, deuces. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
He's gonna show up with queen 9 offsuit here, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah. This would be different. Let's say we're 200 big blinds deep and he raises flop and bets turn and jams river, then it gets close. But with this stack to pot ratio, it's always a get in. He can have so many worse hands here. Yeah, perfect. Next one.
Next one. 10-9 suited.
Okay. You're full stacked. Good to see.
Yes. Until I lose. So 10-9 suited in the button. Middle position folds.
Okay.
Cutoff limp. Cutoff limps, yes. I decide to again isolate him with the limp. I have 10-9.
Yeah, I don't mind it. One thing again, this time we don't have value, right? We might get away with going smaller here. Let's say we just want to bluff. We can make it 4 or even 3. And people on NL2 will not know this unless it's a really good drag.
Okay.
I'm not saying we want to always do this, But we could think about this because people don't realize if we go bigger with strong hands and smaller with bluffs. I wouldn't mind going just 4 because if we get 3-bet, it's also annoying. If he jams, it's annoying. We save 1 PB, but going 5 is fine too. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah. If we want to keep it simple, we can just always go 5. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Basically, what I do always is 4 plus 1 per limper. So
that's fine. Again,
I do this.
We can be flexible there. We can make it bigger when we have a really strong hand and we know he's never folding. We can go smaller if we think we can get away with making it cheap. A cheap bluff, let's say. Okay, it's fine.
Small blind folds. Big blind calls.
Okay.
And he calls.
Yeah. 3 ways to a flop. Again, 3 ways, it's getting a bit tricky. We need to be careful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And what comes 10, Jack 9.
Yeah. What's your opinion here?
So again, the guy behind the guy in the cutoff for me has anything.
Agree.
Almost anything. He limps and then he just calls.
If
he would have maybe if he would have raised, then I would have just folded. It seems the limp raise is so strong. So
yeah, I agree.
When he calls, I think like it's just anything.
Yeah, agree.
And at the same time, the guy in the big blind is in the big blind. He has already 1 blind in, so he just has to put 4. If he saw it's a fish, he will probably just call and see a flop. So I have no clue, but I don't feel it. I would say it does not look so strong to me. Yeah, let's put it into Equilab. Let's give both players a reasonable range. Reasonable in a sense of what we expect them to have. Big blind, what do you think? Him overcalling here. I'd say a lot of pairs, just set mining. All pairs, I guess.
Yeah, already. Maybe until 10s, he might 3-bet those, the better ones.
Yes, and I would say
maybe some suited stuff.
Yes, I would say almost not anything, but from 8, 6, 7 suited.
Some suited stuff. Maybe some like these Broadways suited.
All Broadways, I think.
Yeah, something like that. This stuff maybe. Maybe some suited aces. And maybe some king queen, I'd say. King jack off, ace jack maybe. Ace queen offsuit if he's not free betting. Okay. Something like that. Yeah. Then the other guy can have everything. Yeah, almost everything. Let's not go too crazy, but offsuit stuff. Top range I would also discount. He might re-raise that. Or at least open the raise, do something else. A lot of suited trash, whatever. All pairs definitely. Maybe not as crazy, but something like this. Let's put out a few and maybe some in there. Okay. We have 10 of hearts, 9 of hearts. Yes. First of all, one thing to consider here, we have 2 pair. What would you say? That's strong or not so strong?
That's strong until I don't see any other card.
Good. Yeah, that's a good, how do you say, simple words for a difficult concept. Yeah. Basically,
I want the hand to end here.
Yeah. The thing is, 2 pair looks really strong here, but a lot of hands have equity. Let's say, how much do we have? Even against some 2 random ranges we're ahead there, but they have a lot of equity still. Let's say it was, instead of the jack, let's put an ace or, then you see our equity increases a ton. It's not so connected, there's no straights. One big thing is here also, King Queen is a lot of combinations. 7-8 is a lot of combination. Queen 8 suited, he can all have that. So we want to get money in, but we're not happy to stack off, I'd say.
Okay.
Because if we stack off, it's going to be against really tight ranges. We want to stack off against the short stack. We're not going to get away. So much money in there. He's just as 42. But against big blind, we need to be careful. Because I don't think he's going crazy with ace jack or king jack or something.
Okay.
So what's our plan? Go ahead. What happens?
So big blind checks.
Mm-hmm.
Then he raises.
He bets really small. What do we think about his range?
Maybe he just has one pair. And
yeah, this can be random. Again, this can be strong, this can be weak. I just say we almost don't consider it. Look at it like a check almost. It's such a small size. What's our plan against that?
So I don't remember what I did, but seeing the hand like this, I would just raise to get the blind to fold.
Definitely.
And be, against the cutoff.
We want to get money in against cutoff. We want to get value by a lot of worse hands. I like the raise. Sizing seems fine too.
Much? No?
Yeah, seems fine. I'd maybe go a bit bigger because he might have some hands which call. Let's say he has a hand like pocket 8. He calls any size, that doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. I'd say he's inelastic in a sense. He has some hands which call no matter how big we go. Mm-hmm. And some hands which fold anyways. Let's say he has ace 9 or so. He might fold no matter which size we raise. But some hands 9-8, queen 10, all those connected hands which have a lot of equity. They're calling also 20 instead of 15.
Okay.
But also he's so short, so I don't mind it. It would be worse. Let's say he had 100 bigs, I would go 20 or even bigger.
Okay.
Okay, I like it. 15 seems fine too. I like the size. What's happening next? He folds, that's a good sign. Something I would be really worried once he makes action here. Let's say he free bets big blind. I'd let it go, seriously.
I would have folded it.
Yeah, also. Perfect. Because either he has a super strong draw against which we're flipping or so, or we're behind against Jack 10 or King Queen or 7-8 suited.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
I would have folded also if he raised here.
Good. And against him, we're just happy to get it in. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, so,
he can have any two. He can have Queen Jack, whatever. Yeah, King Queen is unlucky, but against such a short stack, we're happy to get it in. Yeah. It's completely fine.
4 and 6 behind, so...
Yeah, also brick run out doesn't change. Yeah, I like it. Next one. Let's do the last one for this session today.
Okay. So 10 deuce in the big blind.
Mm-hmm.
Under the gun folds, middle position limps.
Mm-hmm.
Cutoff folds, big button folds, small blind folds. I decided to check.
I like it. I would not
want to withdraw because it's a lose.
Yeah, no. We want to raise hands for value here.
Exactly. So I just checked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Off to a flop, 2, 3, 4, a rainbow.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I take the lead. Yeah, I think I take the lead here because it's not his range at all, in my opinion. Even if he limps, he should have more like ace, queen, king, jack 10, anything broadways.
Be aware here. He has VPIPs 56 and 31. Okay, he has a raising range too. You see that from the stats. He's raising sometimes, and sometimes he's limping or playing passive. So I would not assume him having strong hands in his calls. I would assume he raises those. He's raising some hands. You see?
Yeah.
Just from the PFR being so high. It's just too few hands. Let's say we had way more, then it would be more, how do you say, impactful. This way maybe it's not on point. But just seeing that, this means, okay, he's raising sometimes. He's not always limping. This would be way different. Let's say it's VPI 30 and PFR 0. He never raises. Then I'd agree. I'd say he limps his strong hands too.
Yeah, okay.
But this way, I'm not so sure. I'd say I'd put him on an honest range, which is really wide. Super wide range. A lot of trash. And I'd discount a lot of strong hands because he is raising sometimes. Right?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I'd give him a random range. Let's say something like this. Really weak range. Basically capped. Top range he would raise. This doesn't mean that it's like that. People, fun players, sometimes they call weekends. they call strong hands and raise weak hands. There's everyone. But just as a tendency, I would assume he's raising some hands, he's calling some hands.
Okay.
And then let's put in a flop. 4 of diamonds, 3 of hearts, 2s of spades. One thing, again, to consider, this is way weaker than if it was not as connected. Just the flop being so connected, it's going to be many runouts where we don't want to get money in. On a 6 turn, on a 5 turn, on an ace turn, on most overcards. Basically, what we would like to see on the turn is a deuce or a 10. All other turns are kind of annoying. Maybe a 7 and 8 is okay. But let's just see how we're doing against a reasonable range, I'd say, but a random range. The problem is we're slightly ahead, but not pushing a lot of equity.
How much is it? I don't see.
It's 57 we have against him having NL2, so without action now.
Okay.
Yeah, he has overcards with almost all hands. As a standard, I would check and try to go to showdown as cheap as possible.
Okay.
Because this would be different, let's say if it was 10, deuce, 6, what else can be there? 9. We have a little bit less because he has more of those 9x, 6x. But basically, there's going to be a few runouts where it's easier to play, I'd say.
Okay.
So I try to pot control. I just check flop. It's not a big deal, let's say, but I would go passive here. Okay, what happens? We bet it's okay. He calls.
It just calls.
What do we think of his range?
I have no clue.
Yeah, it can be a lot of hands still. I think even if he has 8-9, he might call flop still.
Yeah.
What do you think about turn?
It doesn't change a lot to me, but...
Yeah, turn seems a safe card in theory. If we were ahead, it's likely we're still ahead. If not, also, it doesn't change much.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then, as it doesn't change a lot, I decide to keep betting.
Yeah, can be a thing, but we need to be careful. Sometimes we're gonna be behind too, so it's kind of thin here.
Yeah.
I'd not build a huge pot in this spot. I'd rather check and want him to bluff something. If he bets, I wouldn't fold also, but it's quite marginal again. Okay, we bet it's not a big deal, I'd say.
And he calls.
Okay. Now I think his range gets a bit more. Let's say I'd not expect 9-8 to call on the turn. I would put him on 5x for open-ender. Some hearts, some 4x, some 3x, some random ace-10 maybe. Queen, what do we think on the queen?
No, maybe he touched something, but...
I'd say unless he had queen 5 or ace queen, it doesn't change too much, yeah.
But my guess is, would he call up to the river now if he had a queen, almost queen anything?
No. Yeah, I think so too. He shouldn't have too many queen X, in my opinion too.
So I check.
I like to check, yeah. I think betting is a mistake. He bets. I don't mind calling. I think it's thin on NL2, but he can have bluffs here. Let's say he has 5-7 or king 5. I don't mind it.
I called.
Yeah. What does he have?
And he had king 3.
Wow, that's a thin value bet. Him betting pot on that river basically shows us he doesn't know what he's doing. He just randomly clicks buttons. Because this is such a thin value bet. Yeah, him showing that hand, yeah. That makes it worse, but still, he can have plus there.
Yeah.
I'd say the main point here, we don't want to bloat pots with thin hands. We want to avoid thin spot. Let's put that in. That's learning. We want to avoid loading pots with marginal hands. I'd say it's something like that. I'd keep that in mind, especially on the micros. That's a big thing. We just want to wait for the spot where we push a lot of equity. Yeah, but not. I feel like we made a lot of improvement. Yeah. Next session will be a review, so we'll have a good idea then. Then also came to my mind we're gonna go over some free bet ranges and stuff. That's gonna be for the next few weeks. But next session will be a live play review. So thanks for tuning in. This was episode number 4, Project Plus. Last words, Leafgard.
Thank you, and see you for the next episode.
Yeah, thanks, Yann. See you in the next one. Bye.